Welcome to the Ask an Aggie podcast, where we are exploring the ins and outs of college life here in College Station. We want you to have the best college experience you can, so listen in as we dive into relevant topics that will help you navigate this new and exciting stage of life. And justice for all. Well, welcome to the Ask an Aggie podcast today, guys.
I'm really uncomfortable now.
If you haven't figured out already, we're talking about the Corps of Cadets, hence our patriotism today. So, of course, it's me, Asher, as always. We got Jordan here.
Yep, excited to be here. The Corps was something completely new to me when I got here, so this is a fun episode. And we have in the studio today Ramsay Smith. Ramsay just graduated from A&M with a degree in what?
Electrical engineering.
All right.
All right, and Ramsay spent all 4 years in the Corps. And so today we're just going to pick his brain a little bit about what the Corps is, everything he knows about it, trying to extract as much knowledge for any of you guys that are going into the Corps of Cadets. So, Ramsay, just to start off, what was your involvement in the Corps? Did you have any positions, what squadron, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so you go into it like from high school. So obviously senior year of high school, I spent the night with the Corps, which is basically it's their own outreach and recruiting program.
Okay.
It isn't strictly for military. Mm-hmm. Only about half of the people that actually join the Corps go into the military.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because you're not doing military, are you?
No, I'm not. So I'm going to be just going to the private sector. Kind of as a personal side note, there was some motivation at the time that I may want to keep that as an option because I do come from a military family, so there was definitely an option there. But tons and tons of people go through the Corps and don't go into the military.
Yeah.
So it's more of a leadership training program.
Gotcha.
On top of that.
Okay.
Each individual outfit does their own recruiting. Mm-hmm. And so if you are interested in joining the Corps, you would kind of do that as part of your process after you got admitted to A&M. And even before you do that, you can spend the night with the Corps.
Spend the night, get your own experience to see, okay, is this something I want to consider in the future?
Right. And so if you have a specific outfit in mind or you have a connection, like I had a connection, Squadron 17, the outfit I was in, I had a personal connection to people there. So I already knew them, and I actually spent the night with them both junior and senior year.
Really?
So they already knew about me before I got admitted to A&M.
Okay.
So I was able to basically go straight into that.
Really?
And I was able to get involved in that recruiting process before I even showed up at A&M.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you were in Squadron 17. What was that like? Is there something special about Squadron 17? I know that a lot of the different outfits and squadrons have their own, qualities and different things that they do. What was your squadron like?
Yeah, so just to kind of break out like the structure of the Corps as a whole.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
It covers all the branches of the military. So you have the Army, Air Force, and then the Navy, Marine are combined, and then the band is kind of their own thing.
Okay.
What about the Coast Guard?
He said all the branches of the military.
All the branches of the military. I assume you do Navy, Marine with that. I'm not familiar with the Coast Guard structure, but so the Corps is roughly divided into those segments. So you have the Air Force section, the Army section, and the Navy, Marine section.
I didn't know
and
that.
The band.
Okay.
Yes. The band is a little bit different. So in a particular band outfit, you'll have people that will be in all three ROTC programs.
Okay.
Yes. They don't coincide. So if I wanted to go into the Air Force, that doesn't mean I have to be in an Air Force outfit. I could be in an Army outfit.
That's
interesting.
There are several people in my outfit that actually have Army contracts.
Okay, and yours is Air Force?
It's an Air Force outfit.
Okay,
yep.
Interesting.
That's also confusing because not all the squadrons are Air Force, and it just confuses everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never really. I walk around the Corps dorms. I see that it tells you what squadron I guess is in that dorm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I never knew any of the difference.
But I usually just know how to kind of get myself through conversation. My dad's Air Force too, so like.
Oh, that helps.
I just kind of like listen, squadron. None of it makes any sense to me, and I can just almost carry a conversation, and that's kind of the peak of my knowledge.
So with that squadron, y'all all live in the same dorm?
Yes, we all live
senior
together.
through freshman?
It depends on how big the outfit is.
Okay.
So most outfits are able to live all same dorm, same floor.
Oh wow!
So each floor represents an outfit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Our outfit was really big, so we actually had people that were kind of spread to other floors.
Yeah.
And really big being how many people you estimate?
We had almost 65 people.
Oh wow!
Which is fairly. It's we are the largest outfit outside of the band. The band is huge, but they also have their whole different structure is sort of the way they run things. And they're just a whole different.
And the band guys
structure.
that are in and girls that are in the Corps, they have to do all the same physical requirements that you guys do.
Sure,
all
absolutely.
the physical training, all of that sort of stuff.
Although to speak to that point a little bit, they have a little bit different approach for that. So for my outfit, we may work out every morning, whereas they might work out 2 times a week, but then they drill for the band 3
So
times a week.
it takes place in some sense.
Okay.
There's some exchange out of that, from the physical training, but we don't do it 5 times a week sometimes. Sometimes
Of course.
we work out 3 days a week, but then we do other things for the other 2 mornings, or we have military proficiency trainings and things like that we do during the week.
So I'm coming in, I'm a freshman. What can I expect, ignoring the situation with COVID, whatever, like what can I expect the first couple weeks?
I remember to kind of tell a story.
That was a deceitful smile right there, wasn't it? Like
it is going to be the best year of your life that you will never want to do again.
Okay.
That's a way when I was a freshman, one of my juniors told that to all of us freshmen. He's like, this is going to be the best year of your life you'll never want to do again. It's going to be super hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult. You are going to be pushed to your limits physically and mentally, and your ability to handle stress and to handle time management. But it's going to be the most rewarding experience. I mean, my dad was in the Corps. Whenever his Corps buddies get back together, they talk about freshman year.
Really?
Like, the memories are so strong, and the bonds. Like, I'm super good friends with all of the guys in my class that I went in together. So it's a long time. Like, it's an entire year of being like a freshman, and to a certain degree, you're getting yelled at and you're getting trained, but there's definitely a purpose to it, and you're getting built up, and they're building you towards becoming a better version of yourself.
Yeah. So those first couple weeks, you kind of get your first glimpse of what this year is going to be like. Just from your experience, like what was going through your head, what were the activities that you had to do that, really just took it out of you?
Ooh, I mean, you just have no idea what you got yourself into. I remember telling you that. I was like, what in the world did I get myself into when I got there?
Because you're choosing this. I mean,
right, because I chose
no one required you.
What am I getting myself into? Probably the hardest was, like, you're not necessarily in control of your own time anymore. Like, in a very, very strict sense. Like, you're going to be woken up at 5:30 in the morning, and you're going to do, and then in the evening you have a specific time that you have to be at a specific place every day, and you go through the same drill and the formation, and you eat together. Even the eating is like regimented, and there's a way that you learn how to eat. Like, it is a lifestyle. It's definitely a lifestyle.
Definitely.
So there's somewhat of a learning curve on that. Although once you kind of get into a rhythm of it, it definitely, like, at first you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much. Like, how am I going to learn all of this stuff?
Yeah.
But once you get in a rhythm, you start to sort of settle into it.
So how do you find that rhythm? How do you even survive as a fish?
I mean, you kind of, one of the things, you realize that it almost doesn't matter if you do good or bad, you're going to get yelled at anyway. And you well, it's interesting because you internalize that, and that actually becomes a way for you to manage your stress. And so you realize, okay, they're going to yell at me, but you're able to focus on, okay, what are they actually demanding of me specifically? And, like, you realize that you don't need to panic. In fact, you don't want to panic. They're actually training you not to panic, even though they're screaming at you.
Yeah.
They're training you to internalize what they're basically asking you to do, and then you being able to execute on that. And so that's a weird thing that, like, you don't realize that you've done until so for me, I've been in other sort of high stress situations. Yeah. Not necessarily people yelling at me, but because I had that sort of stress management training that you basically get, I was able to sort of work through that, and I sort of saw parallels between how I was trained as a fish and then how that sort of translated into the real world.
Yeah, so with that, let's transition to that. So you've graduated in May, I guess, even though you didn't get a graduation ceremony. We're sorry about that. Yeah. You've graduated. You're now going to work for Exxon, right? Mm-hmm. And how would you say the Corps has prepared you or especially equipped you to then step into this role, as you called it, the private sector? Let's use the cool jargon. If we can.
Okay, fair enough. But it's very much a core term.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So tell me where you go, okay, this was worth it because I do think this helped me out.
Getting out of your comfort zone is really a big one. Like, and obviously, I know we've talked about this on the show before. Like, getting, like, what happens is you kind of get out of your comfort zone, especially like if you're moving from a different state, completely new environment. Yeah. The Corps is very much that way, in the sense that you're immediately thrown into a completely different place. You're basically siloed off for about 4 weeks. Like, mentally, you're siloed off from anything else that's happening around you. And so it kind of trains you the ability to kind of focus in that. And so when I went into Exxon, huge organization, thousands and thousands of employees, very complicated structure, all kinds of things. because I kind of had that training, like I was very used to being completely out of my comfort zone and doing work that I like didn't necessarily have a good grasp on. And as we said in the court, you embrace the suck. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah, I've heard that
how
one.
hard- Yeah,
Yeah.
you've heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
That's you kind of learn to do that. And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of power through
just
it.
gonna
and
push
kind
through.
Of, it's kind of a mental fortitude
Yeah.
to just kind of push
Just
through
a
it.
ton of discipline that gets pushed into you that's going to be applicable whether
Mhm.
you're going military or whether you're going into the corporate world.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And then just to add to that point,
Yeah.
specifically, like I could tell that training gave me a leg up over my peers
Really?
because I had that sort of training and that ability to sort of that vision of kind of how I approached things.
Yeah.
That gave me somewhat of an advantage over
Really?
other people.
Yeah.
Who hadn't necessarily.
Yeah,
done that.
for sure. So in the Corps, looking at your 4 years there, what was your favorite part about being in the Corps?
Probably the friends. Like I
Really?
still am such good. I mean, of course, I'm only I'm a few months removed at
Yeah,
this
of
point.
course.
I'm really good friends with all of my, like we call them our buddies. Everyone in my class that went together. I'm not necessarily super close to all of them at the same time. Like obviously there's some that I'm closer friends to with other, but like you're thrown into such. I remember commenting that I don't think I would have ever associated with these people. Like I wouldn't haven't gotten
Sure.
friends with these
Yeah.
people unless I had been in the Corps.
Yeah.
And like I would have never gotten that depth of friendship with them. So to me, that was a really strong. That was just a kind of a strong memory that I
Yeah.
have. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
for
all we were all. They say you'll marry and bury them. Like we've had two of the guys have gotten married already, and so
Yeah.
like we've all been at least at or in the wedding, regardless of where
Wow,
we're
really?
where we are and
Wow.
where they are in the world. Like that's kind of a
That's
strong
really
bond that
cool.
we've gotten as a
That's
result.
really
of that.
cool.
And that's interesting because that's something we've brought up a lot in this is trying to find community. And the Corps has offered that. I know Cooper in our out of state talked about the church was offering that. We've had others with classes and stuff like that it offers it. But really finding your place so that you're not doing school alone
Yeah.
is valuable and vital really for your survival, whether it's taxing core demands or just engineering or whatever it's going to take.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So, what should these freshmen coming in start doing now? A lot of our episodes are talking about like, well, there's not really much you can do academically to prepare, but I know that there's gonna be physical toll and waking up early. Well, as a freshman, what should I be doing in these months prior to prepare myself?
As far as coming into the Corps,
Exactly. Yeah.
run, start working out. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You'll realize that definitely because I worked out a lot the summer before I showed up. That was very helpful.
Really?
It also helps. It also depends on like I was from here, so I was acclimated to the heat.
Gotcha.
That's what kills a lot of people.
Yeah, because I have a
If they're
buddy in the
coming-
Corps from
Yeah.
upstate New York.
Because when you realize that it's like, sure, we're doing the workouts at 6:30 in the morning while it's still dark, but it's 100% humidity because
Yeah.
it's the middle of August.
yeah,
like,
for sure.
so that's definitely a big one. If you can get your class schedule set up and actually all figured out and set up so that way you don't have to worry about it, because as someone who's going through the Corps, during that Howdy Week that where all this stuff, you're going to be going through your Corps orientation. So if you're not thinking about those kind of things, you just need to be paying attention to that. I actually had the opportunity and some time to switch some of my classes.
Yeah.
But I know it was kind of an on the whim. It's like, oh shoot, class registration is open again. I can be able to move something
Oh,
around. So
yeah.
that's something to keep conscious and just kind of keep focused on your academic stuff. As far as class schedule is kind of a big one. Just kind of make sure that's all set up the way you want it, and especially coming in, so that we don't have to necessarily worry about it. And of course, the freshmen don't have a lot of control over their class schedule.
Of course. Yeah.
Just the way the system's set up.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Well, this has been
Well,
a lot
I'm
of...
going to stop you real fast just because there's a few just quick hitter questions that I would just want to run through.
Okay.
Core people always have to dress in something, right? Like you guys are in uniform every day of the week if you're on campus?
Yes, every day of the week on campus.
Always. All
Always.
Core people live in the dorm just about. I mean, like 95% live in the dorms.
Yes.
All y'all eat at Dunkin' every meal, or can you eat other places?
We eat there every morning, Monday through Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday afternoons. But anywhere else, we can eat anywhere else on campus or
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I eat in Dunkin'? Can
yes, you
any other
can
student?
for lunch. For lunch, You
Does
can't
any other
necessarily come
student eat in Dunkin' for lunch?
Why would you want to?
up now. Yeah, there are quite a number of people that come.
Dunkin'
so.
better than Commons?
Depends.
I heard they have powdered eggs.
The eggs are not. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
I actually prefer Dunkin' because it's very fast. Like it's designed to feed 2,000 people in the
Yeah.
span of 30 minutes. Like
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
it's fast.
Yeah.
I'm kind of spoiled by that. The commons, it feels like slow, and I have
Sure.
it's like
Yeah.
with Duncan, everything's right there, and you can
Sure.
do
Yeah.
it quick. And they're also it's designed so, like it's been designed to be sort of a diet across the whole Corps to
Gotcha.
be nutritious for everything. So I
Oh.
kind of like it that way. And
Interesting.
and you can.
Yeah.
In other words, it's designed so with the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if you're eating everything
You're
at
not
Dunkin',
gonna-
it's
yeah.
kind of designed as a sort of a diet to sort of
Interesting.
give you
Yeah,
the
I didn't even
necessary
think
things.
about that.
I mean, it's cafeteria food.
Sure.
Of
So
course,
there's
naturally,
a limit of
yeah.
quality.
Yeah.
Haircuts. Who has them?
Everyone has to get a haircut.
So are you in reg right now?
No, I am not. My
Okay.
hair is way too long on the sides.
Okay,
and the
it's
back.
almost touching his ears. So I think that's about a 4 on the side. Right now.
Scandalous.
It's about a 4 on the side and
Yeah.
way too much on the top.
A little
Yeah, hippie
scandy.
on top is what I'm saying.
But yeah, you get a haircut every week
every week in the
as a freshman.
in
yep.
the dorm, or are you having to go somewhere? Or what?
I usually went somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
The the buddy cuts, as we call them, your buddies giving you haircuts. That's a high risk proposition.
Yeah, and then boots. That's a big thing, right?
Yep. That's for
So-
seniors. Mm-hmm.
Seniors only get boots.
Seniors only.
Okay, so
Yeah, for $10,000.
no,
No,
it's not as much as the Aggie ring, is it?
How much does it
Oh,
cost?
it
They're
is.
like
More.
$1,000, right?
they're about $1,700.
Okay, so all right, I think that answers all my like when I showed up and I were like,
Mhm.
who are these guys?
The-
What are they doing?
question-
But a lot of
Yeah.
to speak on that just briefly, there's a lot of the Corps Center has a massive inventory of boots that a lot of cadets have given
Ah,
back,
shit.
and
Really?
they'll actually loan them out to seniors.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
Mhm.
very
So if you don't
interesting.
want to
I
have to,
didn't
if
even
you don't
know
have the
that.
money
Yeah.
to pay for it, you can actually basically check them out of the Corps Center and wear them
For your
the year.
senior year and then return them.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And if you're going military, there's a lot more talk with a Corps advisor because they'll get
Yes.
you set up where you go ahead and sign contracts. You can come in
Yeah.
further along, get your service years, whatever. But we weren't here to do the in-depth dive on that.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I guess land the plane for us. Today
Yeah,
with our
so
final.
so the last question we just want to ask, we ask every guest, what is your biggest pro tip for freshmen, whether they're in the Corps or not? You know, what's your biggest piece of advice to offer them?
Get enough sleep.
Okay.
And get yourself on a good sleep schedule. Naps are a lifesaver. Like, just make sure you are regimented about how you sleep. So it doesn't necessarily matter if, you sleep from 1 to 3 in the morning and then you sleep from 10 to 3 in the afternoon. It's just as long as it's consistent and you regiment yourself to do that, you're going to go a long way.
And then I know that there's one more piece of advice
Yeah,
you're dying
you gotta
to give.
share this.
You got to share a grade book.
Okay. Yeah. So just kind of that's a big one as well. Super helpful for me, especially past 2 years. Gradebook.app. It's a website that me and a couple other guys made to help students track their grades. Because eCampus doesn't always do a great job. So definitely check it out. That's gradebook.app.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Ramsay. I know this is a lot of good information for freshmen coming in, but also us just being a little bit ignorant about what goes on in the Corps. So I appreciate you coming in, and guys, we thank you for listening in today, and we'll catch you next time on the Ask an Aggie podcast.
I'll have to do the obligatory salute.
There we go.